Hello, my name is Luis Ocharan. I'm a part of group number 1, and we have chosen to do our analysis of outsourcing on the country of Indonesia. As well, my partners in this presentation will be Dominic Sieber and as well Thomas Crippen. I'm going to be moving on to slide number 2. And slide number 2 is a country overview of Indonesia. Indonesia has the largest economy in Southeast Asia, and with a diverse ethnic population encompassing over 300 different ethnic groups. Indonesia as well is the 4th most populous nation in the world. Indonesia contains the 10th largest economy in terms of purchasing power, and the population has been experiencing a gradual increase in gross national income per capita. The national language is Indonesian, and the political system is what's called a presidential representative democratic republic. Companies choosing to invest in Indonesian outsourcing will have to run under what's called the Law of Indonesia. This law is based on a mixture of a civil law system intermixed with customary law and Roman Dutch law influences. I'm going to be moving on to slide number 3, which is the outsourcing industry overview. Now, Indonesia is an attractive destination for investment simply because it has a very large market, relatively good stability, low labor cost, and a high availability of raw materials. The Indonesian BPO service market had total revenues of 0.2 billion in 2015, which represents a compound annual growth rate of 17.4% between 2011 and 2015. The CRM BPO segment was Indonesia's most lucrative in 2015, with total revenues of 55.2 million. It's equivalent to 28.2% of the market's overall value. Some leading players in the market include Accenture, Sipta Karaka, IBM, PT Sigma Unify, PT VisionNet, Samsung SDS, and Tata Consulting Services. With a large available employment market, as well as a country economy that is strong and a government willing to change in order to facilitate growth, Indonesia is a very lucrative market for potential companies interested in an outsourcing destination.
Indonesia, the largest economy in Southeast Asia and a member of the G20, has a workforce of 116.6 million and a GDP of 894.9 billion in 2016. This makes Indonesia a sensible place to outsource. With a 6% annual growth rate since 2010, Indonesia has outperformed its regional neighbors and joined China and India as the only G20 members posting growth since 2010. Indonesia also offers financial attractiveness. It is showed by the average annual wage in IT industry compared to India, with junior resource managers with less than 4 years experience making between $3,000 and $6,000 per year, and senior resource managers with 5 to 10 years experience making $8,000 to $8,400 per year. These are great competitive wages. Office occupancy costs in the central business district are also lower than in the Philippines, Thailand, United States, Canada, and China. With office rentals averaging $172 per square meter per year, commercial electricity rates with 0.68 kilowatts per hour, and international telecom costs as low as 6 cents a minute, it's hard to beat. As the country's IT service market grows, most of these will concentrate on services that include system integration, professional services, training, support systems, internet services, and global sourcing. In recent years, the Indonesian government introduced major changes in the financial sector, which include capital market development, supervision, tax and custom reforms, and the use of treasury bills. These have made Indonesia to be ranked in the top 5 in the A.T. Kearney Global Services Location Index in 2011. The index tracks the contour of global outsourcing landscape in 50 countries and their potential across 3 major categories: financial attractiveness, people skills and availability, and the business environment. With over 279 contact centers and BPO companies powered by more than 120,000 agents and a first contact resolution rate of 80%, and only a 2% abandon rate, the statistics are second to none. Indonesia has also had an extensive pool of 118 million talented individuals with great people skills and the availability to match. The number of people who have obtained a university education and have entered the workforce since 2012 has increased by 47% and makes up 8.6% of the total Indonesian workforce. While A.T. Kearney FDI Confidence Index ranked Indonesia 19th in the world, showing how superb the business environment is, the quality of telecommunications infrastructure is also massive. It is handling nearly 40 million landlines, 250 cellular customers with 200 internet service providers, and 39 network access providers. If you are looking to outsource your internal functions such as HR, accounting, or IT, or your front office customer-related services such as outbound or inbound contact centers, why not consider Indonesia?
Some of the key risks considered to be significant in determining outsourcing decisions include potential political instability, corruption, complicated legal environment, and legal uncertainties and infrastructure shortfalls. Particularly for Indonesia, legal and regulatory risk can be perceived as the most significant impediment to successful outsourcing decision. A common issue concerns legal uncertainties related to the lack of a comprehensive legal and regulatory framework. Furthermore, new laws introduced are most often not being subsequently complemented and properly and effectively implemented. These issues added up increase the legal uncertainties risk and make Indonesia one of the fragile 5 emerging economies. The Indonesian government recognizes this and has been taking measures and regulatory reforms to facilitate inward investment towards a more efficient and certain legal environment. Since the issuance of the new regulatory law of 2007, regulations have been continuously improved through a number of revisions to strengthen clarity and comprehensiveness. Also, some of the key unwritten policies have now been expressly regulated in the legislation, and in doing so, it has enhanced regulatory framework, minimized bureaucratic red tape, as well as reducing the cost of setting up business presence. Additionally, the rise of infrastructure spending has been aimed to improve social, economic, and technological sectors in society, as well as increasing the availability of internet access for most people. Despite the concern about an unpredictable regulatory environment, business interest is still rising in the Indonesian market, and it is considered as Asia's next big opportunity as its fast-growing economy. The figure for foreign investment realization continues to rise in the third quarter this year, recording a figure of 69.8 trillion rupiah, according to the most recent statistics. Indonesia, being the fourth most populous nation with a growing middle class of around 74 million, offers a huge consumer market, making it an ideal target for the market-seeking type of outsourcing companies and foreign investment. In addition, total infrastructure expenditure is expected to increase to 138.6 billion by 2025. There is a large opportunity for e-commerce, as current projections are putting the e-market at $130 billion by 2020, third just behind China and India. Indonesia is currently the largest economy in Southeast Asia. With improved regulations, strengthened infrastructure, and enhanced technological capabilities, the country is quickly becoming a leading competitor in the ITO and BPO industries, specializing in such IT businesses such as internet services, systems integration, and global sourcing, as well as telecommunications and tech support. With an extensive diversification in workforce, as well as major changes in the financial sector, it has propelled Indonesia in being very successful in the business processing outsourcing market and being able to offer services such as human resources, finance, marketing, and recruitment. With an annual growth rate of 6% and being able to offer competitively low-cost labor, Indonesia is slowly becoming one of the top outsourcing countries to outsource businesses to from a foreign standpoint.